Y'all, shout out to everybody. Let's listen to what some of this news is going on. Shout out. I see y'all already in the chat. Thug Life. Let's see what's going on. Hey, Umar Johnson allegedly is calling out DL Hughley and DJ Vlad for dissing him. I gotta hear this, bro. Shout out to Umar Johnson. I do want to say Umar Johnson had a lot of very interesting things to say during the election, and like with the Diddy case, he talked about a lot of different things and who he thinks is responsible for that. I think he was talking about the liquor company. What is it called? I can't remember the liquor company, but it's on my dog Art's channel of the Art of Dialogue. You know what I'm saying? We reacted to that a few times. Shout out to him. So, you know, his opinion, some people don't like his opinion, some people do. I feel like, hey, he comes from a place of purpose. If I could say anything, shout out to I'm Just a Vet, shout out to Houston, the members on the channel. I want to shout y'all out, but let's listen to see what Umar Johnson got to say about DL Hughley and DJ Vlad.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV.
Shout out to I'm Just a Vet that just became a member. Dog Life, it is what it is. Wait a minute. Shout out to you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can also give memberships if that's what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Let's listen to this.
UPTV, make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as we got.
One thing I do want to say, DL Hughley is the quintessential black man in chains. Thug Life, he is Thug Life. I rock with him. But he do be going a little bit. DL Hughley used to be mad funny back in the day until he got like super political and super. I don't want to say. I feel like I don't want to say this about DL Hughley, bro. But I feel like he is like he race based a little bit. What y'all think in the comments? Y'all think I'm wrong? But I think he do be race baiting, bro. You know, but before he started doing that, he was mad funny, the kings of comedy and all that. But he may feel like now I have a purpose. I'm rich. Now I can talk, you know, and I think he'd be on the wrong side of history a lot of times. But, you know, it's just me, my opinion. Randy 2K said, I'm about to become a member. Wait a minute. Hurry up and get your own membership, Randy. Shout out to you. Well, let's listen to this.
Speak on Dr. Umar Johnson once again. Now, I recently dropped a video the other day where Lou Will had called him out on his podcast with comedian Spank, the Underground Lounge, as they had Van Lathan on as a guest. Dr. Umar name came up, and Lou Will had said he has an issue with Dr. Umar Johnson, and he really wanted to look at him about some of the things he was speaking on after Kobe passed away, calling the conspiracy theory with the helicopter crash and everything like.
Yo, first of all, can we get a shout out to Urban Politician TV? Shout out to you, bro. Like, hey, I don't know how this dude does it, but he like dumps videos like every other hour. Like he got a video and he be having like mad references on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he working nothing like that. But shout out to him. It's lit.
And most definitely rest in
Hold on, but what did that say? Hold on real quick. Description part 2, Kobe Bryant suspects named in this I can't even say that on YouTube, bro. Assassination. Dr. Umar Johnson.
A conspiracy theory with the helicopter crash and everything
slam.
like that. And most
Hold on, what does it say? We gotta read that because he be posting it, but he don't read it. Psychologist slammed for saying Big Pharma, NBA. I can't even say that. That's why he probably didn't say it. Kobe Bryant. He is claiming someone sabotaged the propeller and Bryant's helicopter. Hey, yo, you do kind of be bugging though, Dr. Umar, man. Like, why would you say that, bruh? That's crazy, man. Yo, he said Big Pharma is the one that took Kobe out. Like, y'all read that? Like, that's crazy. Why would you say that, man?
the crash and
I do agree with him with the Diego company about the Diddy case. Like, I agree with Dr. Umar Johnson on that. But this is crazy. Like, leave Kobe alone, man. That's somebody you want to leave alone. But he's trying to, like, you know, social media is like his source of income, his bread and butter. That's the problem with social media being your bread and butter. You got to say the most outlandish things to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
everything like that. And most definitely rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi, and everybody else that was on board when that helicopter.
And I like how Urban Politicians TV does it. Like, he be respectful. Like, he don't just be putting stuff out. Like, a lot of people don't be respecting people. He be respecting. I think he understands the value of what he's doing. 326,000 subscribers. Yeah, you got to be careful. Because you don't know who these people are that's watching you. You know what I'm saying? Randy, where your membership at? Stop playing with me. Thug life. Tyson said, Umar said that 4 years ago. Where was you then?
The crash, condolences to their entire families. Now, I just spoke up on that, but now it came across the timeline. Dr. Umar Johnson calling out DL Hughley now for his latest appearance on Vlad TV as the interview is rolling.
I don't even be watching Vlad because he got me blocked, so I don't. Shout out to you, Vlad. But ever since he had me blocked, bro, I don't be watching him, bro. Math Hopper, tell Vlad to unblock me. He wildin'. I think he got me blocked because Cardi B was like going at him, and I'm like, oh man, she going at you, bro. He's like, block. You know, it is what it is, man.
Out, and I can't put the interview up here because of the copyright stuff. Vlad doesn't allow you to use his clips and things like that.
Exactly, because Vlad is a sucker. He don't be letting people use his stuff, bro. I don't be letting people use my stuff either, Vlad. I can't call you a sucker for that. But blocking me is some sucker stuff.
But he asked him, you know, Vlad gonna do Vlad.
Comedian DL Hughley responded to Dr. Umar Johnson's challenge for a debate, humorously suggested that the event take place at Johnson's long promised but yet to be open school. Dr. Umar Johnson, who refers to himself as King Kong of debate, has been collecting donations for a school he mentioned years ago, which still hasn't opened. Hughley pointed out Johnson's self-titled moniker, highlighting in jest that King Kong died defending a white girl. Hey, Hughley, you come at Hughley, he coming back at you. Hughley maintained his disbelief in Johnson's credentials, questioning how someone could claim to be a doctor without having an office. Hughley expressed skepticism
about Dr. Umar Johnson and what he thought. Because earlier this year, we did cover as well, Dr. Umar calling
Don't tell me y'all checking in. Get y'all memberships. Hit the thug life. Hit the stupid chat.
DL Hughley, Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Roland Martin, and others to have a debate about the presidential election. Was talking to Steve Harvey about, hey man, what are they offering y'all? They offered me money, and it became a little thing on the internet a little bit. We covered that as well. Well, when this came up yesterday with Vlad, he went on there and just decided to turn up. DL Hughley said that, hey, King Kong, if you know, that's what Dr. Umar calls himself, King Kong consciousness and stuff. Hey, King Kong was saving a white woman, my boy. Took that shot at him.
Hey! Yo. Hey, that dude, bro. D.O. Hughley, he be clapping back.
Then talked about the school not being built yet. Then said, hey, man, he got a Cash App. As Vlad was telling me, you know, he has a Cash App. Post on there and stuff. He's like, oh yeah, I don't trust niggas with Cash Apps and stuff like that. He said, hey, he funny and things like that, but I don't ever want to be on a platform with him, and he'll never be on none of my platforms and stuff like that.
Black on Black podcast violence. Yo!
It really turned up on Dr. Umar Johnson, said, hey, how's he a doctor without a doctor office and everything like that? Well, Dr. Umar Johnson, of course.
Hey, I'm just a vet. How do you join the membership, though? Like, let me know, like, how you join the membership. Because he said, he trying to play me. Randy 2K said, it don't show you how to do the membership. Then how did I'm just a vet just do it?
Somebody sent it to him. As he posted it up, he let him know exactly how he felt about it. Yo, brother, DL, why'd you go back on that colonizer's platform again to berate your brother, King Kong Consciousness? Firstly, the name Kong comes from Africa and refers to the fact that gorillas are indigenous to the Congo, which has the largest amount of primates in the entire world. My ancestry, amongst other places, includes the Congo and Cameroon, where gorillas are also in high supply. Our beef shouldn't be personal, DL. It was about the business of African liberation. Don't take it personal, bruh. On another note, respectfully, I don't need to come on your platform, DL. In case you haven't noticed, I'm the king of black YouTube, and I'm not even a YouTubian. I'm a Pan-Africanist, scholar activist, psychologist, political scientist, and yet I have more influence in our community than most of you celebrities, with the very big difference being that I didn't have to become an entertainer, athlete, nor sell my soul to be the most popular black grassroots voice in the entire world. Let's stop this beef, brother Hughley. Listen.
Hold on, I gotta send this to my brother Art real quick. Let me how I'm gonna do this? Hold up. Art of Dialogue, because he be interviewing hold on. Let's see. Would be a good question. Hold on, I gotta sauce this up on your platform. Will be a good discussion. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to sauce this up because I'm sending this to Art of Dialogue. He be interviewing Dr. Umar. I can't wait for your next Umar interview. Put that out there.
How about you and I collaborate on building a relevant institution together for our people? It's time for us to level up for the entire African race in 2025. Notorious RBG. Now, I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 right here. DL Hughley don't rock with Dr. Umar on the level of wanting to do business. I don't think it's really just all the way personal. He just like, I'm gonna crack some jokes on him and stuff like that. Did say that he never would go on his platform, which can be taken as amount of disrespect. But Dr. Umar has to know for himself that, hey, dog, you've been asking for money for the donations. You online asking for money and donate.
Yeah, bro. What y'all think about this? Dr. Umar Johnson and DL Hughley. Change this thumbnail real quick.
Nations in a way that's clear cut, like you trying to pull a hustle. It is what it is. Until you get that school built, that's gonna be a major critique on you. You not having a doctor office, your whole stuff gonna get questioned by a lot of people. And we hope that Dr. Umar builds the school. It would be dope to see a brother be able to pull that off. But until it happens, he's gonna have to live with them critiques and them shots that come his way about that. Now, also,
a very, very good blog, brother. Christian Medwig said, Diddy is Dr. Feel Good. Does that count as a doctor degree?
I do got to say this for Dr. Umar. There are a lot of things he says that I do agree with. He does have some points and certain talking things where he speaks on the black community and how we should act and move for the betterment of us. And I do agree with some of those things. He do be absolutely correct. But at the same time, it's going to be hard to defend a nigga when you moving the way you move on the.
All right, shout out to you, bro. But I got to stop listening to you right now because you
like Democratic Party
word, bro. And I like keeping my videos monetized. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, though, man. Like, Black people, man, we got to get away from like just using that word all the time, bro. Especially if you're trying to make money. This is like work. You know what I mean? Like, it's a form of work, bro. Like, I mean, I know it's a term of endearment, but jeez, bro. I rock with him, though, but y'all be wilding with that word, bro.
Being so bitterly divided.
They be like, I just got to say it. I don't care if my video is monetized. Just got to say it one time. Y'all be wilding, bro.
Beneath the surface of our everyday outrage, wash away the red and blue tribal paint, and there's a more interesting picture. President Trump has demolished the traditional divide of right and left. A classic liberal believes in free speech, free markets, and the freedom of individuals under the rule of law. Classic lefty is anti-war and highly suspicious of institutions. They support homegrown manufacturing jobs and the working class. Above all, they're very good at selling a vision of how things could be better for everyone. Right now, that all sounds a lot like, well, MAGA. Voters clearly agree. Black voters, Latino voters, young voters, working class voters, and voters with no college degree have all flocked to the big red tent. Even First Lady Jill Biden now appears to love Trump and loathe Harris as much
Yeah, that is pretty interesting.
as anybody. But the big problem with big tents is that the people who've been inside them for the longest are highly suspicious of newcomers. In a moment, we'll debate this and more with a star panel, all of whom have copped a public backlash for shifting their...
They got Amala back on there? All right. Yo, Amala, she did a video like responding to her haters. That was funny. She sat there and watched people like go in on her and tear her up. So that was interesting to see that.
Positions, but I'll begin with the OG of the political...
But Piers Morgan shot down. He blew Amala up, bro. Like, yo, hey, y'all, tell Piers Morgan to get me on that show.
Trans movement.
We gotta do that.
Dave Rubin, creator and host of the Rubin...
Yo, Dave Rubin, this dude that left TYT, the Young Turks. So I'm here. So supposedly they're supposed to go ahead and confront him. So like with Chink and all of them. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go, man. And you know, Rubin don't duck no smoke.
Report. He wants to respond to my recent interview with his former colleague, Anna Kasparian. Well, Dave, great to have you on Uncensored. So look, we had Anna on. Very interesting pivot that she's been making in the last few months. But obviously you and her have a bit of history. And in the interest of fair-minded balance, this is your chance to say what you want to say by way of response to her.
Sure. You know, funny, I enjoyed your intro there. I guess
Yo, Candace Owens had Piers Morgan on, bro. What?
I did sort of get on the trans thing early. It just wasn't about my genitals. Look, Piers, you're absolutely right. What Donald Trump represents, and then I will address the Anna situation, but what Donald Trump represents right now is something that is well beyond conservative versus liberal or left versus right or anything else. It's a restoration of the American dream. It is a wide tent party that has now brought in classical liberals, not only like myself, but Tulsi Gabbard.
Hey, I do feel that, right? Like the red pill, like everybody's taking a red pill right now because it's a restoration of the American dream. Like that's what I feel like the Republican Party is, man. Like they're more in tune and in line with what's going on in the real world. That's how I feel.
An RFK who will be in the administration itself, or someone like Elon Musk, who is basically a default lefty his entire life. And it has brought them in conversation and in government.
Yeah, Elon Musk, his mom was like a left-wing person, and she ended up switching sides, I think, recently.
And in culture with Republicans who tend to be more for the old institutions and more for, let's say, pro-capitalism, things of that nature. This has created a pro-America movement that I think almost everyone in America can get on board. Now, as it pertains to Anna, yes, I was part of the Young Turks network about a decade ago. We were very, very good friends. She was invited to my wedding. We hung out all the time. I did see her on your...
Yo, but he was sneak dissing her. Like when he left, I mean, I know you kind of gotta get some kind of traction and stuff like that, but he was like, he left and he started sneak dissing, bro. Like we not about to act like you wasn't, bro. I appreciate y'all for hitting the 100s and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all hit the hearts and everything. Double tap the screen if y'all can. That'll help push this video out because we got a couple things to talk about.
Show about 2 weeks ago.
Well, for those who did, let me stop you there, because for those who didn't, I want to play two clips. One, this is for those who may be coming cold to this. One is a sort of mashup of some of the things she said about you before. Then I'm going to play a clip of what she said on this show 2 weeks ago. So let's watch the two things.
He was was lazy when he worked here. He's lazy now with his ridiculous show where he proves time and time again that
his ridiculous show. Yo, Rubin is like way more popping than y'all right now. What do you mean ridiculous show? Who's more popping, y'all? Is it Rubin or is it TYT? Who y'all think is more popping? And then you gotta think they got a whole like mad people on like TYT, and Rubin is like low key doing this all on his own. So
he doesn't know anything. He has no political identity. He is not an honest actor. He is not an intellectual. He is a fraud. But if you are someone,
but he wasn't an intellectual, but y'all had him on TYT. Yeah, like look, the Rubin Report, he got 2.6 million subscribers on his own. Yo, that was a smart pivot, if you ask me. I don't think nothing was wrong with that. Like, why are you gonna stay like in line when you can just move on and do your own thing? Jamie Maliki, shout out to you. She said, "What's up, y'all? Hearts." Shout out to Jamie Maliki.
Who considers yourself libertarian, consider the fact that Dave Rubin is a public figure who represents you, and he doesn't actually genuinely believe in your ideology. And he's going around the country embarrassing you. You need to at least know your shit. And
oh man, she is such a potty mouth girl, bro. Like, I cannot stand her, bro. Oh my God. Do you think this is like creating some sort of effect or something? Like, you really sound crazy.
Know how to back up your argument, even if it's like a BS argument, you need to have an argument. Yeah. And he doesn't even he doesn't even do the legwork to be a grifter, right? Look, I don't.
And that's like really ridiculous. Like, because you're conservative, now you're a grifter. That's what they all try to run to, bro. Can't somebody just switch and just be a conservative? So what you about to call Tulsi Gabbard a grifter? Is that what you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe I was wrong about Dave Rubin, but I just felt that he, first of all, after he left TYT, he did lie about us, and that bothered me because we were still friends, and I didn't understand what was going on. He did leave on good terms, so it was weird.
So he left on good terms, but you're going everywhere trashing the man. Girl logic.
And, you know, he kept saying that he was this classical liberal, but had trouble defining what that meant and had trouble reinforcing or at least backing up some of the claims that he was making about, you know, his newfound identity.
So, Dave, there we have it in all its inglorious fashion. All the digs she had at
Yo, so the Young Turks got 6 million subscribers and he got 2.68 million. So that's pretty good to like be on your own. And I think he's doing more views than them, which is very interesting. Nah. They outviewing him. They outviewing him. He got some views though. He got something that's like close to 1 million. I don't know, man.
You, then what she said online, which she herself, of course, was pivoting. What's your response?
Well, first off, I should note you don't have 10 years of videos of me saying anything about her because we did leave on good terms. As a matter of fact, when I told her I was leaving, we went to Zinc on Melrose. I took her out for sangria and she cried that because I was leaving and I was bringing my producer with me. But putting that aside for a moment, if I can't explain any of my ideas, well, somehow this became a New York Times bestseller where I lay out all my classically liberal beliefs, and I've discussed them with you many times, and I believe in laissez-faire economics, and I believe in individual rights and all that. But what I would say, I think she's a little confused and perhaps was lied to by her employers about some of my behaviors or something like that. But I love the idea of anyone going through their own political evolution. You know, one of the things is that people go through it often in varying speeds. So I always say some people swallow the red pill and some people snort it, right? Some people just wake up.
What did he say? Some people swallow the red pill. Some people, yo, you bugging, Rubin. Chill out, bro.
Up overnight and they
I'm making a thumbnail. I got to make this thumbnail saucy.
fully see it. I think one of the things that you have to do when you wake up is realize that many people have gone through this before you and that you might have wronged some people on the way there. So I was very glad to hear her say that she might have been, look, all it takes, honestly, like I know you know this, Piers, you've been in this game longer than me. You don't get any apologies in this business. And I don't like making things really about myself in that sense. But genuinely, if there was or just a simple apology, maybe I didn't see things right about you, Dave, or whatever, I would gladly welcome anyone, and I don't mean to make this about her, if you're waking up to the ideas of liberty and limited government, especially post-COVID and seeing what this ridiculous Democratic Party has become, and you want to agree to disagree and dive into the ideas and have that battle, I will do that with absolutely anybody. So look, an apology probably...
Yo, they do be trying to play her though. Like when you look up the Young Turks, she don't even be coming up. Like if you look in the images and stuff, like she barely ever comes up, bro.
I would say would be warranted, but I don't sit there and wait for it. And I think there are much bigger forces at play here than just the interpersonal battle of two people.
Out of interest, I mean, if I could make it happen, would you debate her?
Yes.
Uncensored?
Yeah, 100. I said that on my show after we played that clip. If she, I'd be happy to do it with her live, just the two of us in studio. If you want to be the host or moderator, I'll do it under any condition, because again, I think there's something, I think it now represents something that could be unbelievably good for America.
Yeah.
Progressives who have called everybody racists and bigots and impugn motives. I mean, people just watch that compilation right there. Always going after people in the worst nature. If you've now woke up, and from what I understand, I've seen some of her tweets, she's now being...
All right, so I think, all right, so this is what I want to say about like this whole like button, bro. Because somebody said 382 people watching, 40 likes, double tap. Yeah, double tap the screen. I was just about to say that. Thug life, you know what I'm saying? But it kind of just like helps push the video out a little bit, like while I'm live. What really, let me tell y'all what it is, bro. If you doing YouTube, this is what I feel it is. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? So if somebody's watching your YouTube, let's just say you want to get like more subscribers and stuff, what you really need to do is like lead them to the next video that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That makes like your channel and everything jump, from what I understand, right? But, you know, if we live, like y'all, it does help. You know what I'm saying? Like to kind of push the video while we're live, because it's a lot of traffic now. Everybody's trying to go live so people can listen to them when they went home, all of that. So it helps. You know what I'm saying? I see somebody hitting the hundreds right now, the hearts. I can see a lot of that stuff on my end, you know, so it does help. So I appreciate people that's trying to do that. But the main thing is like, if you try to make the channel bigger and stuff, you got to lead people to another video so they can see watch time is moving to the next video. But like the likes, that do help. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
Being attacked the same way she attacked me. So I would say, much like Bruce Willis.
So he said, all right, so it's the same way she attacked him. All right, is why he kind of feeling like that. All right.
Said in Die Hard, welcome to the party, pal. But we can be on the same side, even if we still have political disagreements. Okay, we don't agree on the marginal tax rate or the immigration rates or something like that. If you love America, if you think this place is fundamentally good, if we still have a country that will offer more opportunity for any other place and you want to be part of that, yes, whatever the circumstances are or the moderator is or isn't, I'd be happy to do it. But if it's you, that would be great.
You know, what's really interesting about what you just said, I totally agree with you, by the way, but if you look at Trump's picks for his cabinet, for example, they are so diverse in terms of their view.
Exactly. RFK, and he's thinking about, I mean, dude, Eric Adams is not about to be on the cabinet, but he's thinking about pardoning him. Bro, this is about to be one of the most bipartisan presidents ever in history, bro.
Right across the board. I mean, if they all got together, they'd be arguing about all sorts of stuff, which I'm all in favor of. This kind of, you know, rigid ideology where you have to all sign up to one viewpoint about everything. Yeah, there'll be people in there that completely disagree with RFK, for example, about some of his views. Good. Have that debate. Of course. Have that debate. This is what democracy is supposed to be built on.
Right.
Of course, this is the beauty of what Trump is doing right now. And really, you can connect that so deeply. I mean, I would recommend anyone go back on YouTube. You can find Donald Trump on Phil Donahue or Oprah or a whole bunch of these shows back in the 80s. And he
don't run.
He's sounds like a Democrat.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump is not a traditional conservative. I would actually argue that Donald Trump's own political evolution, probably, Piers, is much more in line with guys like you and me than say George Bush or Dick Cheney or someone that might, you think of as a sort of standard bearer for Republicanism. So the fact that he is now going to bring in people who quite literally were running against him for president only 6 months ago, RFK Jr., and someone who ran against him for president on the other side, Tulsi, only 4 years ago, that shows you what's bringing them together. What's bringing them together is a love for America, a realization that we have been on the precipice of giving.
It shows me like Trump is only interested in results. He doesn't care about all that like extra BS. Just give me the results. Who's going to give me the results? That's who I'm with.
Giving away the most precious, beautiful experiment in human history on how to free people ever. And I think Donald Trump actually now sees that. I also think that post-assassination attempt, I think he has a renewed fervor and sort of realization of what his role in life is. And that's the opportunity that, again, not to make this about Anna specifically, but anyone that's going through a wake up. We know so many people have woken up. I mean, look, for me, I think it was 2016. I did that Why I Left the Left video for PragerU. You want everyone to get there the day you do, but you have to be gracious when people come around one way or another.
Yeah. Well, let's bring in my other panel members, because some of them are definitely going on a very interesting journey, including new MAGA enthusiast Cenk Uygur. I said that deliberately to wind him up. The host and founder of the Young Turks. Libertarian Dave Smith, host of Part of the Problem. Cindy Lee, the DNC Finance Committee member and advisor, and former woke activist turned YouTuber Amala Ekpunobi. Well, welcome to all of you. So, Cenk, I mean, many people saying if you carry on down the road you're going in the last few weeks, you will be a fully fledged member of MAGA before we know it.
Yeah, there's absolutely no chance of that.
He said there's no chance of that.
And I'm not like Dave Rubin, a giant sellout fraud.
Wow.
Oh, it's going down. Cenk is coming at you, Rubin. What? It called him a giant sellout fraud. Oh, it's going down. Thug life.
Changed all of his positions and is totally useless, and it shouldn't even be on here. He's just a waste of space.
Wow. Really? After what all Dave said about coming together?
Yeah. Yeah, no, got no interest in coming together with utter frauds like Dave Rubin. So, brother, you telling me that when you were on the Young Turks, you were Mr. Progressive and you agreed with us 100%. Now, all of a sudden, you agree with Trump 100%. You're not saying something nuanced like we are. Hey, when the guy gets shot at and he puts his fist up, that's courageous. When he does the McDonald's photo op and it works fine, no problem, right? If he wants to cut the Pentagon, great. Those are progressive positions. Anti-corruption, progressive position. Anti-war, progressive position. But you change all of your ideology overnight and you expect us to believe that that's real? I don't think it's real at all. And I want an apology from you for all the crazy, outrageous lies that you told about the Young Turks. When is that going to happen, huh? Wow. And when are you going to admit that you changed all your positions for money? Okay. Well, what position do you still have that's in?
Yo. I didn't think Cenk was gonna go in like this, bro.
Anyway, a so-called classic liberal, you fraud.
Dave?
Piers, it's barely worth responding to this ridiculous buffoon who's the joke of the industry. I will say this, Cenk, I haven't spoken to you in 10 years.
Even right when you're thinking you're a total fraud.
I don't think he's a fraud or a joke. I think Dave Rubin is.
I think he's like mad respected. I think people kind of look at him and held him a little bit higher than you right now, Cenk. Like, what do y'all think? I think Cenk, I think you're off base with this one, bro.
For what it's worth, I think Dave Rubin is one of the most influential and significant voices out there right now. And I admire his honesty about the journey he's been on, Cenk.
And Piers Morgan not about to have you on if you're not lit, bro.
Piers, I appreciate that. But, the thing is, what Cenk just proved is exactly what everyone in America, and I would say all over the world, is getting over. Nobody wants what he just offered up there. Not only does no one believe it, and he had it prepackaged and ready to go, and it's complete drivel, yes. I sold out. Like, it's so nonsensical. Again, Cenk, I'll gladly send you a signed copy of the book and you can read all of my thoughts. And if you're anti-corruption and you're anti-war, you should be on the Trump train. But your endless hatred, the division that you so call.
Oh, Rubin is smoking, yo. He's smoking on a chink pack. Like, yo, if you anti-war and you anti-corruption, then why are you not on the Trump train? Yo, that is so big, right? You got Nancy Pelosi. A lot of people feel like she should be indicted for the, insider trader. We don't know if she's doing that or not, but this is how people feel like she should be indicted. You even had Joe Biden come out yesterday and say that he believes that people who are in Congress or people like basically in her position, she's a House representative, like the House leader and all that. He basically saying like he doesn't believe that they should be able to trade in the stock market, right? That just came out. So people are looking at Nancy Pelosi just because she's having surgery right now, right? I think she broke her hip or something like that. She's having a hip replacement or hip surgery. We don't care about that, right? Like, people are still thinking like, yo, this lady is corrupt and she need to be brought up on charges. You got Joe Biden going ahead and giving Ukraine authority to launch long-range missiles to Russia to agitate the situation. Right, all of this, and you got the Hunter Biden, what is it? The laptop that came out. A lot of that is all on Twitter right now. People think Hunter Biden is like wacky, right? Because he is. And Joe Biden goes ahead and gives him an unconditional pardon. Bro, if that don't smell of corruption, I don't know what does. And you want to lobby for these people, Chink? That makes absolutely no sense. So right now, if you look at history, Rubin is on the right side of history, not Chink.
Calling everyone racist and white supremacists, all of that stuff, it's why you're not respected. But I don't mean to get into the personal side of that. I'm talking about now something that culturally has shifted, and everyone can see the grift that you're up to, trying to sort of dance with the thing. But it's just not necessary, and I don't think that many people will buy it.
Well, Cenk, let me put to you, Cenk, something that Laura. Hang on, Cenk, Cenk, hang on. I'm gonna read you something just to see your reaction. But Laura Loomer called you out on X, as you know, and she said this: you are the radical left, Cenk Uygur. You're a con artist and an opportunistic grifter who's gotten rich off demonizing President Trump, calling his supporters fascists and Nazis, promoting open borders, glorifying Hamas, and pushing conspiracy theories about Trump for 9 years. If you want forgiveness, get on your filthy knees and pray to Allah, because you aren't welcome on the right and you aren't ever going to find a redemption arc, no matter how hard you pander. And she goes on and on. I'm going to keep calling you out every time you try to move an inch closer to many on the right, because you're too dense and too dumb, because they're too dense and too dumb to decode your subversion, but I'm not. So look, there are lots of people on the right who think that you're on some great move here to, as she puts it, wiggle your way into the middle and over to the right, so you can then poison MAGA with your, as she puts it, subhuman political takes. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, so look, this is people like Laura Loomer and Dave Rubin are the exact problem. And I think actually somebody else on this panel knows part of the solution. That's Dave Smith. And I want to come back to that in a second. So when you have people like Dave Rubin switch all of their positions, what happens is when you go to do nuance and you say, hey guys, hold on, let me explain. Hold on.
Note he can't.
Yeah. Hey, go pleasure Trump again. Go pleasure Trump again.
Do you know that
he goes from Bernie to Trump and pretends? Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
I tell people what I believe in, and I'm
believe in? You
upfront and
believed in
honest
something
about
yesterday.
it.
You don't believe in anything today.
Yeah, what position? What position do you think I hold that I don't honestly believe?
Can I answer
Name
the
one.
question?
Yeah.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer Trump?
Yeah, what position do I say that I believe that I don't really believe? Go ahead.
Brother, you went on Fox News with Tucker Carlson. You went on Tucker Carlson on Fox News and said gay people, that the fact that the fire department was recruiting gay people was why there was forest fires. You're a national embarrassment, okay? You pleasure those guys for a living.
No, he did not. Did he say that? Hey, y'all, he said that? Yo, what?
You can
It's
pull up the clip
disgusting.
tomorrow if you want.
Okay?
I was
You
talking
can
about
pull up the
diversity,
clip. You
equity,
can
and
pull up the
inclusion,
clip.
that you shouldn't hire
Can I
people
answer Pierce's
based on their
question?
genitals or their sexual orientation. And we now all know that. You have been one of the prime pushers of all of this neo-racism. I believe in meritocracy, that whether you're going to be a doctor or a firefighter or a basketball player or anything else, you should be hired on your qualifications, not your genitals or sexual orientation or skin color.
Yeah.
That's actually
Can I answer
America.
the
So
frickin' question?
you can keep trying here.
Cenk,
all
finish your
so
point. Then
Piers,
I'll go to Dave Smith.
Listen, yes. Within
Hey, Tyson Garcia said he never said that. Make Pizza said, "Chink like sheep."
this country desperately needs to unite against the establishment on things we all agree on. So things like all the populists hate corruption. All the populists hate war. By the way, Dave doesn't. Dave will demand that we start every war for Israel and pay for all of Israel's war. So he's been establishment on that all along. So, but when you go to say, hey, can we get an agreement on things that we agree on? The left pushes back because they're so afraid. They got traumatized by the Dave Rubins in the world. They're like, oh, if you take one step, not even in their direction, if you allow the right wing to take a step in our direction, they're worried that you're going to be a fraud like Dave Rubin and change all of your positions overnight. So my friends on the left, do not get scarred by this fraud of a man. There are other people like Dave Smith, who
let me bring in
is
Dave
a
Smith.
libertarian.
All right.
We disagree on other issues.
Let me bring in
but
Dave
we
Smith.
can actually unite on the things that we care
All
about.
right. Let me bring in Dave
In
Smith.
order to unite, you got to get past the frauds like Dave Rubin.
All right. Dave Smith, welcome back to Uncensored. Obviously, things have kicked off. I actually thought there might have been a coming together moment, and not the way it went, but it's gone the opposite way. Let's just take what Dave Rubin was saying and then how Cenk responded. But it seems to me that this big tent thing of Trump, I mean, it's very real. His popularity in America has never been higher than it is today. He's got an incredible mandate. The Republicans basically now are in charge of absolutely everything. You've got everyone who formally distanced themselves in 2016 racing down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring and so on. I mean, it's a real opportunity, but it's undeniably an extraordinary coming together of people from all types of political views and so on, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And let me just say for the record that I like both Dave and Cenk.
So do I. I agree.
Cenk did work in a compliment toward me, and Dave, you weren't able to do that, so I'm going to be on Cenk's side on this issue now.
Dave, you and I have some differences. I've never gone after you. I like you, absolutely.
That's true. Listen, I don't look bigger than your guys' like personal beef. I think it's what's going on here is really kind of amazing. Well, okay, but I'm just saying if you
Tyson said, I can tell Cenk watches The View.
zoom out here, I think since this last election, people are focused on this kind of realignment and the new political dynamics in America. But if you look back 8 years ago in 2016, during this election in both major political parties, you had essentially civil wars. I mean, Donald Trump came in and took over the Republican Party against the will of the establishment and the donor class. In 2016, the RNC was floating out the idea of changing the rules, as you remember well, Piers, all the way up until the convention. They were floating out the idea of trying to steal this thing from Donald Trump. Of course, that same year, the Bernie Sanders movement had to be flat out cheated by the Democratic establishment. So it's not as if these things haven't been building for quite a long time. I think what happened in this election is that the thing that unified people around Trump was one, like Dave, like you said, me and you disagree on a lot of issues. I think a lot of people who ended up supporting Trump disagree on a lot of issues. The one thing that united all of us is that we opposed the blatant.
Yeah, wasn't he just on Joe Rogan?
Corruption of the establishment and the corporate media apparatus, which is nothing more than the mouthpiece of the regime, constantly in the business of lying to the American people in service of the regime. And this is so this is how you're able to get a liberal like Bobby Kennedy and a liberal like Tulsi Gabbard and somebody like J.D. Vance or somebody like Vivek Ramaswamy, why they can all come together is that they all oppose the corruption that permeates D.C. that has truly profoundly degraded this country over the last 25 years. And I think that there's just with that basic understanding, there's a lot that people, even with very different political views, can agree on.
Yeah. Amala, I want to come to you, but I want to play a clip from Stephen A. Smith. This is where he's calling out people who say he's on the right because he's been criticizing Democrats. Let's take a listen.
No surprises. You're just continuing to piss me off. Why? Because every time I make a comment that's critical of the Democratic Party or the left, I get accused of being a pundit for the right. I voiced my...
Hey, I don't care what Stephen A. Smith said. Dude has been red-pilled. What y'all think about Stephen A. Smith? He low-key be going in on the Democrats all the time, bro. You MAGA, bro. Stop acting like you not, man. Join the squad.
Concerns about Joe Biden and his ability to serve as second term as president. Then Biden stepped on the debate stage in late June and revealed what many suspected. He embarrassed himself. The White House and the Democrats eventually switched to Vice President Kamala Harris when he stepped.
Yo, it's crazy. Somebody said RFK found foot. Y'all hit the like button. I might have to cut this live soon. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Let's see if we can break through some of this traffic. Hit the like button.
I pointed out my concerns with the campaign and the Democratic Party along the way, and many of you wanted to accuse me of being a voice for the right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just find it inexplicable that someone like him, who's so smart, can pass genuinely constructive criticism about why Democrats got it wrong, and immediately he has to be branded a right-wing headbanger, and that's the only reason he's doing this, when in fact a bit of serious introspection from the Democrats is obviously massively overdue. What do you think of it, Amala?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with your characterization. I think this is the big part of why they lost this past election. And it's this sort of dogmatic fervor that they have for everybody to toe every single part of the ideology that they represent. And I had a very similar experience. I used to be an extremely radical leftist. I was working for a left-leaning organization, organizing students to work on all of these different woke campaigns that were circulating at the time. And as soon as I started to question the narrative or question the fabric of the ideology I was pushing, I was immediately, thrust out into the open to sort of explore these ideas and figure out maybe I'm on the wrong side here, because I was with a group of people that were claiming to be tolerant, but as soon as you have an ounce of skepticism, they are ready to push you aside and label you as far right. And I think much to their dismay, what this is
they will do that. They'll try to label you a fascist. Like they will do that.
Going to create,
or try to bully you into getting in line. They do that.
Is a group of people that feel so isolated that they are willing to indulge in right-leaning ideology, what they would characterize as far right, but at this point it's just, reasonable common sense. And as they are abandoned by their side, they're going to look to others and they're going to be accepted because we are able to explore. We are actually promoting skepticism.
Yeah. Lindy, I want to play a clip. This is Kamala Harris overnight. I don't know why she thought this was a good idea to come back out before Christmas as everyone's licking their wounds. And
hey, what was Kamala thinking coming out, though, bro? She was
almost like she was in campaign mode again. It's like, please, do not do this. But let's take a listen to what she had to say.
Get some rest over the holidays. Spend time with the people you love. I believe family comes in many forms. There's family by blood and there's family by love. I urge you, then after you have had some rest, in fact, I challenge you.
Yeah, Tyson Garcia said, he's a subscriber. She said, you show a difference in opinion, you're a racist. Exactly. That's what they try to classify you as. Or you're the C word, like pandering to white people. That's what they think.
To come back ready to chart our path.
Yeah, I really don't want to hear her. I want to see what Candace Owens is talking about real quick.
All right, guys, I'm really excited about this because everybody sees him on the internet. He's always interviewing people. He's quite controversial, but not really controversial because he just hosts the controversies. He's like a Jerry Springer of YouTube. It's been very, very effective. Piers Morgan, welcome to Candace.
Oh, it's great to be here. I used to love Jerry Springer. I actually did America's Got Talent with Jerry Springer. I was a judge. He was the host. We both lived at the...
Yo, Piers Morgan, mad busy, bro. Yo, I got to step it up, man. Like, people like this be like, they be going in on YouTube, bro. I upload like every once in a while.
Beverly Wilshire Hotel in Los Angeles, and we used to lie by the pool on our sunbeds and plot global domination together. So I take that as a great compliment.
You should. I was shocked when I learned that he was a Brit.
Well, not only that, was he born here during the Second World War, by the way, during the Blitz in one of the subway tunnels. But Jerry was a fascinating guy. He was the mayor of Cincinnati. He was a TV serious news anchor for many years. And then he got asked by the network, can you just do this pilot for this crazy new show? He didn't really want to do it.
So hold on. So it's like more like getting to know Piers Morgan. So I'm seeing something going on with Social Security. You know, we getting old. We may want to know what's going on. All right, so it says Senate may soon vote on a bill to change certain Social Security rules. Here's what to know. During the Senate's final days of business in the congressional session, it is expected to vote on a bill that would change certain Social Security rules. The bill, the Social Security Fairness Act, would repeal provisions that reduce Social Security benefits for some individuals who have also received pension income from jobs in public sector. So that also is what I always thought was weird. It's like, okay, so you're getting Social Security, but that can be reduced. You paid into this. It could be reduced if you're getting benefits from working like in the private sector. Like, how does that even make sense? On November 12th, the House of Representatives passed a bill with the support of members of both sides of the aisle. Now it is up to the Senate to pass the bill amid a packed schedule that also includes a deadline to avoid a federal government shutdown. What Social Security rules would be repealed? The Social Security Fairness Act would eliminate certain rules affecting some public pensioners. The windfall eliminates provisions or WEP and the government pension offset or GPO. The WEP reduces Social Security benefit payments for individuals who also receive income from non-covered pensions. Payments from employers who did not withhold Social Security taxes from their salaries. Oh, okay. The GPO adjusts Social Security, spousal, or widow benefits for people who receive income from non-covered pensions. Both rules have been in effect for decades. The WEP was enacted in 1983 to make it so workers with non-covered pensions were not reimbursed as though they were long-time low-wage earnings. Social Security has a progressive benefit formula, which means low earners receive a higher income replacement rate. The government pension offset was established in 1977 and reduces Social Security benefits for spouses and surviving spouses who receive a pension based on their own government work that wasn't subject to Social Security payroll taxes and Social Security spousal benefits based on their spousal's work record. Who isn't affected by the rules? The WEP affected 2 million individuals, or 3.1% of all Social Security beneficiaries as of 2022, according to the Social Security Administration. The GPO applied to almost 735,000 beneficiaries as of 2022, according to the Social Security Administration. The rule affects about 1% of beneficiaries, according to previous estimates from the Congressional Research Service. Interesting. What are the chances that the bill will pass? How soon would affect beneficiary changes in their benefits? The change for nearly 3 million Social Security beneficiaries may take time to implement, according to Freese. The Social Security Administration, which is absolutely short-staffed, may lose another 2,000 employees if it does not get the additional funding it requested. In the continuing resolution, Congress is also working to finalize. So they're trying to put this up in the forefront to avoid the government shutdown. They want to say, oh, we're trying to work for y'all. Let's avoid the government shutdown.
Did it, and it became so unbelievably successful. Been identified by the left as conservative, because actually I'm just not prepared to entertain any of the woke madness. And in that process, the pendulum of my personal politics has probably shifted much more central, if not slightly centre right. But if you ask me what I am, I don't say a conservative or liberal or any of these things now. I say I'm a journalist, and my job is to actually hold everyone to account. And I think we do that in a way that's actually reasonably unique now in the world that we're in. I'm the one that holds all these big debates. They get very fiery, but we get everybody on, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Like, he showed, hey, y'all, I got to get off here because the views are slowing down. Like, this is the wrong time for me to go live. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'll stay on for a little bit, but we'll be back probably in the morning.
Actually think you are doing a tremendous job. I have to say that. I wasn't so keen on Piers 4 years ago, but I think this year you have actually proven yourself to be very even, just hosting both sides, allowing both people to speak, and not giving into sort of the ad hominem attacks, the things that are dismissive. Like, you will call out someone and say, this is not debating, you're just calling this person names. So you
I also know, like, someone like you, for example, right? If people ask about you and they say, well, she's this, and this. What I've learned is, don't necessarily buy into those narratives. Go and actually do your own research, work out what these people actually said, see the context in which they said it, see what their explanation was for why they said it. Often leads you to a very different conclusion than the ones that people like to easily pigeonhole people in.
Bougie said, Candace is like kryptonite to the black community because she holds them accountable. She does. Like, this whole culture of, like, tearing everything up is just ridiculous, bro. Like, yeah, like, shout out to her, man. Like, she waking people up.
And that, again, is something I've had to learn. I used to be very judgmental as a newspaper editor in particular. And I think I've tried to be less judgmental now. I'll have lots of opinions, but when it comes to individuals in particular, let me just find out myself. And I think that is a healthy thing to do in a world where there's a lot of ad hominem, a lot of twisting going on, a lot of little cuts that appear. I see it myself about me. And I often say to people, I know you think I'm really controversial, but what is the view of mine that you find most controversial? And when they try and answer, they really struggle because all they've seen is...
I want to see what Diddy said about... Yo, he is definitely not getting a pardon from Trump now. He's talking crazy about Trump. Hold on.
We're in a war. Number one, Trump got to go.
And then what?
Anything that's, that is about oppressing us and keeping us down. Nah, I want to break his neck. I want to.
Yo, you bugging. Diddy, come up.
Me on TikTok and someone shouting and blah, blah. They haven't actually listened to what my views are.
That's exactly right. And I think we saw that definitely. I know I defended you on my show a long time ago when everything went down and you got fired and the media was spitting this as if you were racist.
Now y'all want to come in and start watching and I'm about to get off. Shout out to y'all. Thug Life. Shout out to everybody, bro. Yo, I'm about to cut probably like 5 minutes, bro. I'm about to cut.
Yeah. All the things that you could have said about Piers Morgan, I was like, okay, he's suddenly a racist.
It was
now.
so preposterous. And in fact, worse than what happened to me was what happened to Sharon Osbourne, if you remember, at the talk, where Sharon Underwood, and the show's now been canned, I'm pleased to say, because it really died that day when they did this, because it's a show called The Talk. You're supposed to be allowed to talk. Sharon just supported me. She didn't even say she agreed with what I said about Meghan Markle, although now, ironically, I'd have been fired for saying the complete opposite. If I said,
yo, what? Liz Cheney hits back after Trump. Like, what?
Of our next guest.
What is y'all talking about?
By Donald Trump. Events in the last few days showing just how quickly the Democratic experiment will be tested. And it's all happening.
The Democratic experiment will be tested.
In favor with Donald Trump, as we witnessed Donald Trump using civil litigation to pursue any media outlet or anyone who displeases him.
No, that's not what it is. Y'all be capping, bro. Y'all literally just been lying on him. CBS. Like, yeah, he had to take him to court. He not about to play with them. What y'all thought, bro? Y'all crazy. This left-wing media, bro. Y'all be capped out, man.
Pollster who came out with a shock poll ahead of the November election. And as we witness media outlets absorb those blows, the headlines speak for themselves. CNN writing this, quote, emboldened by ABC's settlement, Trump threatens more lawsuits against the press. PBS running
if y'all keep lying on him, yes. And calling yourself press, you got a license. Uphold it.
way, quote, ABC News settlement with Trump raises concerns about press freedom in his second term. And again, all of it's happening in public, out in the open, in front of our eyes, the seeds being planted for the retribution against the most outspoken and prominent critics of Donald Trump that he promised on Tuesday.
The retribution to the most, like these people, bro.
House Republicans released a report calling for January 6th committee Vice Chairwoman Liz Cheney to be investigated by the FBI.
She's a war hawk investigator. Let's see what's up with her.
Report claims that she, quote, colluded with star witness Cassidy Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney's knowledge in order to change her testimony. The Republicans claim it was witness tampering. And if that report is the kerosene, Donald Trump is the match. He posted late last night that Cheney could, quote, be in a lot of trouble, end quote. This is, of course, after he promised during his campaign for her to be tried in a military tribunal. Cassidy Hutchinson's attorney tells
MSNBC is so fake, bro. I can't take it, man. Y'all be watching this?
NBC News that the claim that Hutchinson colluded with Cheney is, quote, preposterous. Adding this, quote, Ms. Hutchinson made the independent decision to part ways with her Trump-funded lawyer, freeing her to provide candid, truthful, and honorable testimony to the January 6th committee about the attack on the Capitol, alongside dozens of Republican witnesses and law enforcement officers. Cheney.
I can't deal with them.
President-elect Donald Trump claimed during an NBC Meet the Press interview that members of January 6th committee, including Vice Chair Liz Cheney and Chairman Benny Thompson, should go to jail for allegedly destroying records, while Trump stated he wouldn't personally direct investigations yet. Is this a clip?
Yes, this is from Meet the Press, and then I have Adam Schiff.
Go for it. Play the clip.
Yeah, she should go to jail. If that's what she's doing, she destroying records. MSNBC ain't going to tell you that.
Shifty Schiff.
Cheney did something that's inexcusable, along with Thompson and the people on the Unselect Committee of Political
Unselect Committee.
Creeps. So the Unselect Committee went through a year and a half of testimony. Wait. They deleted and destroyed all evidence of that they found. You know why? Because Nancy Pelosi was guilty. Nancy Pelosi turned down 10,000 troops. You wouldn't have had a J6 because other people were guilty. The people.
Wow. Why is this being covered up? Why is nobody talking about this?
That said that I attacked 2 Secret Service agents in a car. I grabbed one around the neck. I was then rebuffed, and I grabbed the other one.
Yo, we gonna revisit this in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. Hey, she needs to be indicted. I want to know what is going on, bro. I'm about to call out of work, bro. This is lit. Hey, now y'all want to come in like this is crazy.
These are 2 of the toughest men anywhere on the planet. They happen to be slightly younger than me, maybe, just a little bit. Let me just tell you. They testified. They said it was total.
I love it.
And all of this stuff came out. People lied so badly. Now, listen, this was a committee, a big deal.
Man, hey, we talking about this when I come back, man. Y'all, I'm out. Peace.